Hi, this is the first day of 2017 and happy Hanukkah and happy New Year. Let's hope by 2017 there will be no Arabs in Gaza Strip, Israel proper, the West Bank, the Judaism area, and the Golan Heights. And there will be no Arabs in the western Jordan, Lebanon, Syria and Iraq. Not to mention Northern Africa. All these places were captured by force in the 7th century AD. Right. There was this, in 17 February 2015, there was this 4-year-old girl, Adele, and she was murdered by the pseudo-Palestinians. Now the Palestinians themselves claim that they don't even exist, and they feel ashamed for gay terrorists like Yasser Arafat, and fascists like Mahmoud Abbas, Ismail Haniyeh, and all these despicable little people, and the Arabs themselves claim that these people are corrupt and evil. Now in March 14, 2013, a pseudo-Palestinian started throwing rocks at a vehicle in which the infant Adele was riding, and the car crashed somewhere. On 14th March 2013, Adele and her mother Adele and two sisters Abigail and Nama were in a car driving on Route 5 between the Israeli settlement of Yakir and Tel Aviv. The family had visited a grandmother. The Bidol family were driving, and some Palestinians started throwing rocks at the vehicles on the road at the time. Right, the car spun out of control and smashed into a truck which was parked on the side of the road, having stopped for similar reasons. Right, the first health aide to arrive at the scene was a Palestinian volunteer paramedic, Muaiya Gwabda, an Arab Muslim volunteer paramedic who gave immediate assistance. Soon after, she was joined by an Israeli doctor who happened to be driving by, who examined Adele and pronounced her clinically dead. Kabba, convinced he could save her life, he continued to work on her, and after considerable time the girl began to respond. The child had suffered several head injuries as a result of the crash and was hospitalized at the Rabin Medical Center. Right, she remained in a semi-comatose state for 2 months and was released to return to her family home 2 months later, and it seems that Adele Bidon never recovered from her injuries. Bidon became a potent national symbol for dangers that stone can cause. According to the New York Times, Adele was among the victims who became somewhat iconic. Many articles written about her. Bidon is remembered as a long series of people injured and killed as a result of Palestinian rock throwing passing vehicles. Others who have suffered the same fate, including Esther Ohana, a 20-year-old girl who was driving to a wedding rehearsal when she was murdered, 11-year-old Chama Westberg, Asher Palmer, a young father murdered along with the 11-year-old son. 14 people have been killed by Palestinian stone throwing, including 3 Arabs mistaken for Jews by the rock throwing. So these are the mild Fatah, not Hamas. These are the mild Fatah, supposedly, of the Arab Nazi terrorist Mahmoud Abbas. They killed 3 of their own. Wow, what a mild politician Mahmoud Abbas is. So 5 pseudo-Palestinian teenagers. Palestine doesn't even exist. Mahmoud Mahdi Suleiman, Tamar Ayad, Ahmad Souf, Amar Abd al-Naif Souf, Ali Yassin, Ali Islamagui, Muhammad, Jama, Muhammad, whatever, were arrested for throwing the rocks that caused the crash. They were charged with having thrown stones in that road. 20 drivers driving that route during that day filed insurance claims for damages to their vehicles, but no white witnesses, according to the agency. All 5 eventually confessed but retracted the statements in court, stating that their admissions had been extracted after repeated abuse. And in December 17 February 2015, Adele Bidon finally died, sadly, after being in a coma for like 2 years. And in December of 2015, all 5 were sentenced to 15 years in prison, fine, $7,700. Well, that's not the end of the story. So we see these Palestinians kill Vittorio Arrigoni, an Italian communist who was on their side. They killed 3 Arabs by throwing rocks at them. They killed Taylor Force and Kristen Lucan, 2 American tourists. Right. And they claim that there's some sort of occupation. Of course there's an occupation. The Arab Nazis illegally occupy the Gaza Strip, parts of the West Bank, thanks to Mr. Bill Clinton, the commie Bill Clinton. And they also illegally occupy the West Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Northern Africa. Since the 7th century. The Arabs arrived in the 7th century, 632 to 34 AD, and they started massacring people, and they haven't stopped killing people since. And so Adele Bidon was sadly killed by 5 rock-throwing Arab Al-Qaeda ISIS-type terrorists. And these people were young people. The only way that this thing will stop is that the Arabs will be evicted from Gaza Strip, Israel proper, Judea, Samaria, the West Bank, and the Golan Heights. No Arabs in Israel, no Arabs in the Middle East. They should all go back to Saudi Arabia, Yemen, or whatever they came from in the 7th century AD with Muhammad. Right, shame on the gay terrorist Yasser Arafat, shame on the terrorist Mahmoud Abbas, Ismail Haniyeh, Khaled Hassan, and all these terrorists. And the Palestinians themselves claim that there's no such thing as Palestine. The Palestinians themselves claim that these people are evil and corrupt. Right, it's their word. And of course, some commies in Greece adore these terrorists who killed Greeks as well. The Palestinians also killed Greeks, but the Greek commies love them. And they envy America and the West. Vittorio Arrigoni, the commie, he envied America, he envied Italy, his own country, he envied Israel, and he backed ISIS terrorists. Right, so the commies who want to become slaves of Russia and slaves of the Salafists of Saudi Arabia hate their own country, they fight their own country, they fight the West, and they want to become, what do they call it, Jamaria. So, the Arabs out of Israel, shame on Yasser Arafat, the gay terrorist. Adele Bidon, 4 years old, killed by pseudo-Palestinians. Pseudo-Palestinians killed 3 of their own. Al-Husseini, the leader of the pseudo-Palestinians. If you support the Palestinians, then you support Hitler, no doubt.